Hello, viewer. Welcome to the church. I see you are full of sins, my child. Please, come sit down with me and confess all of those sins to our almighty God Cap. On this episode of Hyper Talks! What the fuck is this intro? A rambling video series where I talk about design, writing, oddities, reviews, basically anything relating to my passions and or profession. That I want to talk about, like... non-sucking off God in the praising sense, not the actual sense, but I've seen enough hentai to know where that's going. Why the hell is this system called God Cap? Hosted by J5 the Hyperforce, the one that flies super high with style and panache. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new Bottleman that debuted in the brand new God Cap system, Dragurt G, Samets G, and a bonus Cobalt Bottle G, given he's just a recolor of Dragurt G. So I'll do them both together. So, are you ready, Cap? Pop a cap in a fat nun's ass. Before the main video starts, because I'm a bitch and I need to do this stupid YouTube thing, remember to like, comment, and subscribe so this video can get out to more people. Hit that bell and set it to all notifications so you won't miss a video when I next upload. It will mean a lot. Thank you. Just so then we're on the same page, the cores can now split in half, which opens up some pretty cool options, like this. A power speed core. We can now give power and control types magazines by giving it the back half of a speed type core. So one of my biggest issues with DX has been fixed. Granted, magazine and barrel access on all cores would have been better, but I find this to be a somewhat good compromise. I say somewhat because since power cores' main thing are their hold parts, which are at the front, and barrel ports go on the front of the core, you can't make a power control type. Okay, what the fuck? So we get magazine access on power and control cores, but we can't get barrel access on speed and power cores, because the hold parts are attached to the same core half that the barrel attaches to. Okay, what? We don't have a Bottleman G control type yet, so maybe the barrels connect in a new way. But given DX magazines work on G cores, Takara's gonna make DX barrels work on G cores too. So, same connection point. Ugh. So close, yet so far, Takara. Point is, the cores can now split in half. I just wanted to tell you this, so then when I refer to front half and back half of cores, you know what I mean now. The cores are now two pieces. So, let's start with the protagonist slash main Bottleman of the God Cap system. Not Cobalt G, shockingly, although I think he will be coming. BOT-49, Dragurt G. This silly little dragon is based on the Japanese drink Meiji Bulgaria Yogurt. I think? You don't drink yogurt, you eat it. Right? I guess there are some yogurts you can drink. Whatever. This boy has 5 power, 2 speed, 3 control, 2 stability, and 1 capacity. This guy is stronger than Colomaru DX? It doesn't feel like it at all, unless it includes the special caps, or these stats are for Dragurt's big cap mode, but I don't know. Both modes feel weaker than Colomaru GX, but Bottleman G's quality control is worse compared to DX. Cobalt Bottle feels stronger than Colomaru DX though, I guess. Again, quality control on this line so far has been pretty brain dead. The main gimmick of this guy is the big cap launcher, but we'll tackle that later. Let's just focus on the normal mode of Dragurt for now. And he pretty much has no gimmicks. His bulky arms prevent the hold parts spreading out wider, and that's about it. It does add some good power to shots. The segmented parts of the big cap launcher don't even act as like some sort of grip, it's just for storage. But then the big cap rim doesn't really store anywhere, so whatever. The rim can't even be used outside of the big cap launcher anyways. Okay, so what about big cap mode? The main feature of Dragurt G. It's okay. The big cap does deal some damage, but it feels weaker compared to shooting normal Dragurt or Cobalt Bottle. The speed of the big cap is lacking as well. It feels harder to shoot normal Dragurt, which means it's stronger, because the more resistance a Bottleman has, the stronger the shots are. But hey, it is a pretty big projectile. That's going to do some damage even if it is weak, just from the size alone. I just want to state for the record that our Mattelum Showdown, which you should play by the way, did the big shot idea first. Play my game. But what about a grenade shot from Crash B-Daman? That's a side mount! The big cap launcher is kind of janky because the pusher part itself isn't spring-loaded. I thought that was going to be a nightmare, resetting it for every shot. But no, just tilt the Bottleman backwards and it slides right back in. Reloading the cap itself is more of a hassle. This big cap launcher is only usable by Dragurt, which is pretty disappointing actually. Given that the big cap seems to be a power type focused cap, it would have been cool if the big cap launcher became an accessory for power type Bottleman. That and the front half of the power core has these notches in them that the big cap launcher slides into. Speed cores and presumably control cores do not have these notches, so you can't push it in. Heh. That's not what Sakura said last night. My idea is that speed types get magazines, control types get barrels, and power types get the big cap launcher. Or any sort of extra kind of launcher, akin to the big cap launcher. Pretty cool, huh? But you need Dragurt's arms in order to lock the thing in place. There's these new notches in the back of the cores. Why don't you use them instead of the Dragurt arms? Unless the big cap launcher is a Dragurt exclusive item. Which makes sense, I guess. Dragurt's arms has these pegs that the launcher plugs into for storage. You can customize this with other cores using Dragurt's arms, like this custom with Samets' core back half. But I couldn't use a magazine anyways because the big cap launcher only uses, well, shockingly enough, big caps. The launcher fully sits inside the regular core, so the normal trigger can reach the built-in trigger. So you couldn't even load extra caps into the core because the core itself is being taken up by the big cap launcher. Oh well, whatever. I guess this is just a Dragurt thing, and power types still don't get any separate accessories for them, you know, akin to a magazine or a barrel. Yes, you can argue that power type arm parts help with power type cores. I'm also thinking of stuff like the power buckle from Super B-Daman. I don't know, I just think it's kind of weird that speed and control have their own accessories while power gets nothing. Maybe other power type Bottlemen's arms can lock in the big cap launcher. Maybe other power type cores don't have these front slots and it's only for Dragurt and Cobalt because he uses the same body. Let's just see how badly these questions age. I wrote the script on the 15th of April. I'm recording the audio and the VTuber video on the 18th of April, and I'm editing this between the dates you can see on screen. So yeah, these take a while to make. Given we've already had an announcement for this month, aka Bottlewyvern G, I don't think we're going to be seeing another Bottleman until May, and this video will be out before May, so who knows what we'll see in the future, I guess. Let's see if this ages like wine or milk. So, given the God Cap system's whole thing is about these specialized bottle caps, they're getting their own segments in my reviews. So let's review the new cap that comes with Dragurt, which is the big cap that I've been mentioning all this time, and this little weight booster. So the big cap itself is actually built out of a standard cap and a rim add-on that makes it a big cap. So you know what that means? You can customize your big caps. I haven't seen anyone point this out yet. Watch them do it while I'm editing the video. But you can change the center cap to use stuff like Samets G's light cap, a speed cap, or even Fujin Black's metal cap. Plus, with this little accessory that you twist into the cap to add more weight to shots, your big cap can be as light or as heavy as you want it to be. Heck, you can even use the rim just by itself as a big shot. Just the rim is surprisingly fast and good to use. It is a big fast projectile after all. The biggest downside to the big cap is, of course, it can only be used via the big cap launcher, which I've said before, only Dragurt can use. This is not my favourite God cap, but it is a fun one to mess around with. Being able to customise the middle of the cap is a pretty fun concept. Too bad the launcher itself is a very limiting option, especially since it seems to be only for Dragurt, so whatever. Oh, and the little weight booster. It can fit into any standard size cap, so you can add some extra weight to light caps and speed caps.
Yeah. Thing is, with metal cap and the weight booster, there's extra gumph on the inside, like the pinholes where the metal goes into. So the weight booster doesn't sit flush. So close.
And standard caps. Why is that not written in the script? It adds weight to any cap. Although, why would you add extra weight onto caps that are designed to be lighter? Seems a bit counterproductive, don't you think? You're not meant to do it, but you can do it if you want a slightly heavier speed cap, I guess. Dragurt is a funny looking little fucker, isn't he? Just like me. It's the head. It's so long. I know a few Bottlemen have these like tic-tac-toe webby foreheads, but my god! Plus the eyes. They are not the best. They are so weirdly angled and squished. Cobalt is worse, but we'll get to him later. The head from the front looks squished and stretched. You know, like, from the front of the head to the back of the head is squished, but the left and right sides are, like, stretched out. Do you see what I mean? The arm parts are fine, the foot part is cool, the head is a cool design, but the eyes are pretty weird, and it just, like I've said, it looks squashed and stretched when you look at it from the front. I like the colour scheme though. I'm a big sucker for blue and white. I mean, look at me. It's almost like they're my favourite colours. I don't like the name either. Dragurt. It kinda sounds gross. Yeah, I know it's dragon and yogurt, but like, why is he named after the genre of drink and not the brand, for lack of better terming? If he's based on Meiji Bulgaria yogurt, or however you meant to say it, shouldn't he be called, like, Meijigon? Dragaria? Drame? Akin to Kerpeps? I don't know, man. The name is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. Also, something that I want to point out is that on G Bottleman, besides from Bottleman G, they have gems. I guess you could argue Cobalt Bottle doesn't have a gem, but the base of the horn is shaped like a gem, so... a gem that's happy to see you? These little gem parts are pointed out in the details pages and on Takara's official Bottle Road series on YouTube. So these are like, important? If you have any ideas about these gems, let me know in the comments below. So what about BOT51? Cobalt Bottle G! The Bottle Phoenix to Dragurt's Kolomaru. It's shit. Look at these two. How does Cobalt Bottle resemble Cobalt Blade? The only thing that they have in common is that they are power types. Yes, I know the colours and the stickers are the same, but look at the design. It's awful. I may like Dragurt's design, but it does not work at all for Cobalt Blade, Takara. Yes, I know that both of the Bottle Phoenixes pretty much were just recoloured and re-stickered Kolomarus, but Kolomaru is way closer to Phoenix than Dragurt is to Cobalt. Takara is just lazy. Yes, I get that it's meant to be a Phoenix-themed Kolomaru, and this is a Cobalt-themed Dragurt, but then why not call them Phoenix Kolomaru DX, Phoenix Kolomaru Energy DX, and Cobalt Dragurt G. This is meant to be Cobalt Blade as a Bottleman, and it does not work. At least they didn't forget the iconic horn of Cobalt Blade. If they did, I would have actually rioted, because then this thing would have no resemblance to Cobalt Blade outside the stickers and the collars. But the head of Bottleman G is a much better fit for Cobalt Blade and would have made this figure so much better. The clearly dragon-themed arms and legs also don't match the clearly robot-like Cobalt Blade. What is this thing? It doesn't even have the Cobalt Power Wing, the thing that made Cobalt Blade a power type. If this was Cobalt Dragurt G, as in it's Dragurt cosplaying as Cobalt Blade, then it would have been a bit more acceptable, but it's meant to be Cobalt Blade. as a Bottleman, and they just use the Dragurt parts. It's stupid. Maybe that is what Takara is thinking while designing these B-Daman Bottleman recolors. It's not the actual B-Daman, it's the Bottleman cosplaying as the B-Daman. Which in that case, I guess it's fine, but they don't call it something akin to Cobalt Dragurt G. That, and they use your motto on the box art, meaning that it is meant to be Cobalt Blade. I know I'm being severely autistic about this, but have you read any of my bios on any of my social medias? Huh! I wonder why the autistic person is acting autistic. This isn't a fucking Sonic Blue Arms situation. I'm fine with this abomination of a Cobalt Blade, but I think Takara could have just done better. They just chose not to. But you know what would have been better? This is a fusion of TANSATAN DX and Valhaz DX. Given Cobalt Blade's special move is Boost Magnum, or Cobalt Power Blast if you're English, which is a thrusting forward shot. These wings help with those specific shots. TANSATAN and Valhaz's whole gimmicks is thrusting the Bottleman forward to create more stronger shots, just like Boost Magnum or Cobalt Power Blast. These wings could be the Cobalt Power Wings. And yes, Valhaz's head isn't accurate, but for fuck's sake, it's more accurate than Dragurt's head. Takara! It was right there! You could have made Cobalt Bottle DX using these two Bottleman's parts. You just have TANSATAN with Valhaz's head, colour it cobalt and white, give it the appropriate stickers, and boom! Fucking Cobalt Bottle DX with a much more fitting design, which has Boost Magnum as a part of its gimmick, and a much more appropriate design with it having Cobalt Power Wings. Takara, fuck off. And you can't tell me that, oh, they're only doing Battle B-Daman references in Bottleman G because CC Axel Leon DX exists, which is a Battle B-Daman reference. So they could have done Cobalt Bottle DX. Takara just didn't fucking care. Ugh, whatever. I guess the shoulders match. Out of all of the parts of Dragurt's design, it's the shoulders that match. Jesus Christ. The fact that it is a normal power type without the rubber hold parts is also accurate. That's about it, really. If Takara really does tackle this as a sort of, it's the Bottleman, sort of cosplaying as the B-Daman, I guess it would make more sense. I guess it would explain why Cobalt Bottle G just looks nothing akin to Cobalt Blade, but come to think of it, why doesn't Dragurt have a drive core for Cobalt Bottle? Because his main gimmick is the big cap launcher, so why give it the rubber hold part if you're just gonna have it as a big cap launcher, Bottleman? Mystery. All of my ranting about the design aside, it still works great, minus the QA bullshit, and it's a pretty strong fucker. However, it doesn't come with the big cap launcher. It only comes with a standard cap and a weight booster, which sucks. You are buying this guy just for the B-Daman theming, because Dragurt does come with more stuff, and I think at the same price. So if you buy Cobalt Bottle G, you're literally getting less for what you could be getting with Dragurt. That is why I bought both of them. Dragurt has the big cap launcher, and Cobalt is, well, Cobalt Blade. I love that B-Daman to death. So of course I'm going to buy the Cobalt Blade tribute. Yes, it's a pretty shit tribute, and I did just rip it a new one a couple of minutes ago, but fuck you. I'm a simp. If they're going to make a Cobalt Saber based on a Dragurt Evolution figure, I don't care how bad it is. I'm getting it. Cobalt Saber is my favourite B-Daman. If they make a Bottleman Cobalt Saber, if it's absolutely fucking shit, I'm buying it anyways. So overall, what do I think of our yogurt dragon friend here? 6 out of 10. He's fine. He's no Kolomaru, but what we did get is pretty okay. I want to say he's on the same level as Aquasports DX, but like a bit better. He's an okay Bottleman. Using his big cap is fun, he's got decent power, he's a decent looking guy. Like, if I saw him on Tinder, I'd swipe right. He's a pretty, overall, okay, good Bottleman. Not the best, but certainly not the worst at all. He's just a fun little guy, what can I say? Also, Cobalt Bottle gets 5 out of 10, because for fuck's sake, they drop the ball so hard. It just doesn't fit Cobalt Blade at all, thematically and design-wise, besides from the hold parts, but that's neither here or there at this point, and that's why I docked it a point. It's still a good Bottleman, don't get me wrong, it functions really well. My Cobalt Bottle actually functions a lot better than my Dragurt, but it is the worst B-Daman tribute in the Bottleman series so far. I may have my gripes about Bottle Wyvern G, but it's really accurate to what Wild Wyvern is. I just don't like the fact that Takara has redone Wild Wyvern again! And of course, the worst Biedamon tribute Bottleman has to be Cobalt Blade. Just to spite me. I can't be fucking happy, can I? What do you think of Dragurt G and Cobalt Bottle G? Let me know in the comments below. It's all free of charge. Hey you! Yes you! Want to play a fun, energetic, adventurous story? With a big cast of fun characters, taking place in a modern fantasy, gunplay, AR sports centered world? Then please check out my visual novel with a simple yet vast battle system, Armatalum Showdown! It's about a group of late teenagers, young adults, trying to uncover the lost history of the new kingdom of Bidondera and the AR sport of Armatalum. Along the way you'll fight villains trying to do the same, and grow bonds with your party and the island. When a fight occurs within the story, you play the game's fight scenes while customizing your blaster's abilities and ammo. The game features many characters with their own unique ways to throw down a showdown, along with many different game modes to spice up the way you battle your opponents. I'm plugging my game because if you like both Biedamon and Bottleman, then you will love Armatalum. You can download the demo or play the full early access work in progress game over on my itch.io. Development will carry on once the lovely people want more Armatalum. If you want more, you get more. It would be amazing and mean the world to me if you at least tried out the demo. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, then maybe my top-down combat adventure prototype game, Dream Shot, might. You control 3 differently elementally themed characters as you explore the weird worlds of the escape zones to free its host from a never-ending nightmare. Each of the playable characters have their own skills and stats, within a combat system that encourages you to mix and match those 3's powers. The game is completely free and it's short, so there's no harm's done in giving it a go. I just want to know if the gameplay is a good idea or not. If it is, then I will expand the story and gameplay. I also have a speedrun time on the game, so if you want to see if you can beat the developer's time, then give it a Dream Shot. Ha! Ha! Thank you for listening to my adverts. I'll let you get back to your regularly scheduled J5 the Hyperforce content. Next up, the shark that came back after missing out on DX. The Grand BOT 50 Samets G. If you've seen my prototype system Bottleman tier list video, you'll know that I ranked the original Samets pretty low. Like one of only 2 Bottlemen that were in a tier that signified it was a bad figure. He was not a good Bottleman at all. If you want to know why, go watch that video. There should be like a little card thing that's popped up. So while I didn't like the original Samets, what do I think of Samets G? Is he still bad? Or did he get the CC Leon treatment, when a new version is majorly better? Well, keep watching to find out. I have to do the whole review first, and then tell you the ranking. That's how we do it here. The stats are 2 power, 5 speed, 2 control, 3 stability, and 3 capacity. This guy has a higher speed stat than Aquasports DX, like how Dragurt has a higher power stat than Kolomaru DX. Which is weird, because why are the newcomers power scaling above our veteran DX Bottlemen? But is Samets G better than Aquasports DX? Yes! Yes! Samets G has 2 gimmicks. The one-handed grip at the back of the core, and his magazine. Let's cover the magazine first. This is the two-way magazine. It's a side-loading magazine, so you can swiftly load caps in as you fire this guy one-handed thanks to the grip. Well, if you're good at reloading anyways. There is a bit of a learning curve to this, but if you can get it, you'll be shooting out shots at a pretty fast rate. You don't have to be precise about your loading, you just have to get it into the loading bay and it will roll in by itself. Unlike other magazines where there's pretty much little to no margin of error for loading the caps in. Which is why I think we need a wide magazine akin to what you get in Crossfight B-Daman, but maybe that's coming later. Also, don't worry though, left-handers, this sideways attachment unclips from the base of the magazine and can be swapped around, so you can hold and reload this guy with whichever hands you want. That's why it's called the two-way magazine, because it has 2 ways to be assembled, left side or right side. This is actually a pretty great magazine. It only holds 3 caps, granted, but the magazine holds those caps so much better than Aquasports DX's tiny, tiny magazine. It's a bit bent, but where do these jokes come from? In fact, boom! You can combine them together! You can attach it to the long magazine too! G parts are compatible with DX parts, so all those magazines I already have, and you may already have if you collect Bottleman like I do, all of those are compatible with this guy. However, the two-way magazine is a magazine ender, just like CC Leon DX's magazine. You can only use it as the topmost magazine, which is fair. Its whole ordeal is easy loading, not capacity, so it doesn't really matter if it ends off a magazine. It adds a couple extra caps and it makes it easier to reload. That's the point. What about the back of the core grip though? It's a great idea, but flawed execution. You hold the Bottleman like you would a syringe, allowing for a more ergonomic grip. It's really nice to hold and shoot. I genuinely really like this grip, until you use this on a table or the floor, that is. Then some design flaws start to show up. The way they suggest you use this is by using your index finger up top and your middle finger on the bottom, with your ring and pinky fingers curled up, and thumb on the trigger. The height between the table and the trigger isn't the highest, so your pinky finger's gonna rub up on the table. Plus the weird angle your wrist has to go at to hold this guy if you're not at the best angle to begin with. Like sitting on the floor, or the desk you are using to demonstrate your Bottleman is lower down than you are standing. Yeah, just as an example. In a lot of these shots I had to squat down just so then my wrist didn't snap off. You could hold it with your middle and ring finger, or avoid the finger rubbing altogether by holding it with your ring and pinky finger, but then firing it feels more awkward. So pick your poison. Awkward grip or awkward firing. Using a taller foot part like Aquasports DX's or Argareno and El Milkaiser DX's will help with the spacing issue more, but only using Samets' feet, there's a bit of a spacing issue, and a bit of an awkward angle issue depending on where you're using the Bottleman. I do love this grip, do not get me wrong, but it does have its problems. Both these gimmicks together make Samets G a one-handed Bottleman, just like Doc PP on DX and the original Samets. So that's cool. Samets G basically does what the original does and does it better. Yeah, I could have just said that, but I like explaining things. The God Cap Samets G comes with is this funny little ring of a bottle cap known as a light cap. As you can see, it has no top, meaning less weight, meaning faster shots. I think. Someone proposed to me with this ring, lol! This cap is like an extreme version of the speed cap from the prototype system. The gaps in the speed caps allow it to go faster, so logically speaking, the light caps should be faster since it's more holes, or a bigger hole than the speed cap. The amount of hole is bigger, if that made any sense, right? Well, not only did I not notice any difference in speed, but at some points, it's slower than the speed cap. But as we know from my Rise Speeder DX video, which you should watch by the way, me testing speed on caps is a bit, well, jank. But it does feel slower, or at least not significant enough of a boost. Yeah, like I said, it feels slower than a speed cap, or it just isn't that much faster to be really noticeable. Sometimes it shoots slower, sometimes it shoots okay. I don't know. This cap is an anomaly. It's also not as strong as the speed cap, so it is a bit of a weird cap. It's an alright cap. I just prefer the speed cap, to be honest. This guy is pretty cool looking. Despite me not liking the original Samets, I do really like OG Samets design, I just don't like using it. They're both a cool shark torpedo submarine hybrid thing. Samets G keeps the same concept as the original Samets and looks pretty cool because of it. He also has very small lower arms. It's weird. Everything else is proportional, but the little small lower arms make me giggle sometimes. Especially compared to the massive torpedo shoulders. That's what they look like to me anyways. This Mets shark just looks really cool. Mets is the drink, by the way. That's what it's based on. The head is probably my favourite head so far. I say that with a question mark because Bottleman G seems to have an altered version of the Samets head, and I do like that too. I like both. The sleek angles on the head are great. I just really like how sharp and fast this thing looks. I love that the proper anime-styled eyes have come back, and given that Dragurt also has eyes akin to this, Bottle Wyvern doesn't count because Wild Wyvern, what it's based on, always has had a visor. I think that the anime eyes might have come back for every single Bottleman, or at least most of them. Maybe some Bottleman figures in the future don't have eyes, maybe they have visors, maybe they might keep the animal heads from DX and they get like the beady eyes akin to CC Leon DX. Either way, the anime eyes coming back, I think is really cool. I really like this. I did like the interesting experiment the prototype system did where every Bottleman had anime-esque eyes. They were definitely more digital, but you get what I mean. I do like how special B-Daman get anime eyes, like the Phoenixes, the Cobalts, the Ifrits, the 5 Dragons, and the Chinese direction deities? I don't remember what you call them, but I know that they are north, south, east, and west, so, and they're Chinese mythology, so Chinese direction deities? Yeah, I like B-Daman with eyes, hence why Rise Speeder DX, despite being in a line that historically does not have eyes, has anime eyes! Enough about their eyes, I'm just getting lost in them. I do like a mix of eyes and visors, so maybe Takara will mix things up a little. Some Bottlemen may have anime eyes, some Bottlemen may have visors, some Bottlemen may have animal heads, which leads to them having just those smaller single colour eyes, like I said earlier in the script when I was rambling. I like that the eyes are back, that's all I'm saying. Samets G is a cool looking little twat, isn't he? I do like this guy a lot, if you can't tell. So what do I think of Samets G? He's pretty nice. 8 out of 10. I do love this guy. He is the best one-handed grip Bottleman out of all 3 systems. That two-way magazine is top tier in terms of magazines. Because of the easier reloading, the grip is really nice to hold and use. And he's just a fun ballman to play with. I do have my issues with the grip, but that's spacing issues, not issues with the actual grip itself. airborne wielding this guy is pretty top notch. You don't have that finger rubbing or wrist issues you would get when having this guy on the table or the floor. Using this guy in the air is amazing, but what Bottleman game modes have you use a Bottleman in the air? Yes, there are some modes where you can tilt the Bottleman upwards into the air, but I haven't seen one so far where you use it in the air. I guess for trick shots or something, I don't know. What do you think of Samets G? Let me know in the comments below. Bottleman G is shaping up to be a very interesting and fun system. We only have 2 figures so far. Cobalt and Wyvern don't count because they're recolors. But from just these 2 alone, it seems like it's gonna be so great. From the big cap launcher, to the 2-way magazine, to the new specialized bottle caps that I've been wanting more of for years now, to the mixable cores. Granted, they're pretty flawed in execution, but this is all so exciting. Although, and there's always a but, the overall quality of these Bottlemen are worse than in DX. Given that Bottleman G uses the cheaper Chinese plastics compared to the more strong Vietnamese plastics used in DX. That's what I've heard anyways. And I've also heard things about Dragurt's arms falling off when you shoot it. My Cobalt Bottle's core splits when I shoot it. So yeah, the quality control on this series is jank as fuck. But whatever, Takara's fucking weird. This is gonna look like it's going to be the best series so far, with the worst quality control. Why can't we just have a good Bottleman system, Takara? It's either the prototype system that would shatter in your fucking hands, DX with its absolutely ludicrous customizability, despite the fact that the entire line is named after customizability, and now G, where it's a better DX with shitter quality control. But you're not gonna listen to me. I'm fucking English. I shouldn't be buying these products anyways. Ugh. Make sure it feels good to use. Make sure that every fucking Bottleman actually stays together when shooting it. Just up your quality control. Even if you want to use the Chinese plastics because haha it's cheaper. We don't want Kolomaru from the original Bottleman system again, where the entire thing just shatters if you use it too much. We don't want that again. I love these Bottlemen, but they're held back by the quality control. Fix your shit. But besides all that, I'm excited to see what comes up next in Bottleman Godcap. I will be a dedicated nun to the cause of the Godcap. Again, why is it called Godcap? Actually, wait, Dragurt G could be an abbreviation of Dragurt God. Prototype system Bottlemen were based on deities, aka gods. So maybe the Bottlemen from the God Cap system are all gods. Their special caps would then have to be God Caps. Did I just crack the code? If you think I did, let me know in the comments below. So, what do you think of the Bottleman G system so far with the 2 Bottlemen that we have? Let me know in the comments below. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to spread the good word of our Lord and Saviour, the almighty Godcap, out there on this YouTube.com landscape. I'm running this joke into the ground. I swear. Dorime, something, something, pasta bola, Dorime, ameno, ameno. Follow me on my Twitter, at J5TheHyperforce, to keep up to date with whatever projects I'm working on, or just see me shitpost and just make random tweets sometimes, or tease upcoming content like I have been doing with Sakura Yui's photography, or just general tweets anyways. Sometimes I hint towards what I'm making next, and you can see it first on my Twitter, or my community tab on my YouTube, so keep an eye on them. If you have any fan arts to send me, like maybe of my Bottleman custom Rice Speeder, either the prototype or DX versions, my Bottleman fan character, Rina Bina, VTuber Jodie, Sakura Yui, or anything else relating to me, send them over to me on my Twitter, at J5TheHyperforce, and I will feature them in the next video I am editing at the time. Like Grumpy Cat from the Cat Revolution Bottleman Discord server, returning with more clay Rice Speeders, a sort of version 2 of his clay model, and a tiny version of Rice Speeder made to be used by LEGO minifigures. Like, okay man, these are pretty cool actually. Thank you so much for the oddly really good dedication to making these. They're pretty cool. Thank you so much. And this fan art by Hades Crown 666, oh my god, the devil,
Dorime,
of Rise Speeder DX and Rena Bina shooting and playing a game of Bottleman with the viewer. Our first Rena Bina fan art. That is great. I appreciate this fan art so much. I love the little Rise Speeder. I love the Rena. Thank you so much for the fan art contributions. It is amazing. Thank you, Hades Crown _ 666 on twitter.com. Don't forget to check out my video game, Armatalum Showdown. Seriously, this game was a lot of work and is a major passion project of mine. And it has like 0 traction compared to my new YouTube videos. Help me! There is also Project Dreamshot, which is a prototype game. You heard it in the advert. If you watched the advert, you should. Both games are fun and cool. I dare you. I double dog dare you to play my games. You won't prove me wrong. And with all that said and done, this has been J5 the Hyperforce. I will see you whenever next. Sayonara. Bye-bye. See ya next time. See you on the flip side. I haven't said that one in years. Yeah, see you next time.